Welcome back to FitPulse, your ultimate destination for all things health and wellness. Today, we're tackling a topic that's often joked about, but can be a real concern for many guys out there: man boobs. Yep, you heard it right. When men gain weight in their chests, it can create the appearance of enlarged breasts, or what's colloquially referred to as man boobs. Whether it's due to excess fat storage or hormonal imbalances, man boobs affect a significant percentage of men, ranging from 40 to 60%. Now, we get it. Dealing with this issue might feel a bit uncomfortable or even embarrassing, but fear not. We're here to shed some light on how to tackle chest fat and reclaim your confidence. So stick around as we explore some effective ways to bid farewell to those unwanted man boobs and embrace a healthier, more confident you. Let's dive in. Whether it's due to excess fat, hormonal imbalances, medications, or other factors, having a bit of extra flab on the chest can be bothersome and even embarrassing for some. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. We're about to delve into exercises that target the chest area, helping you bid farewell to those pesky moobs and hello to a more sculpted chest. From classic push-ups to chest flies and everything in between, these exercises are not only effective, but also easy to incorporate into your workout routine. Number 1. The inverted row. Setup. Positioning the barbell at an appropriate height is crucial. If you're using a rack, set the bar at a height that allows you to hang underneath it with your arms fully extended and your body parallel to the ground. If you're using a standalone bar, make sure it's securely anchored at a height that allows for a comfortable grip while maintaining the parallel position. Positioning and alignment. Once you're in position under the bar, pay attention to your body alignment. Your head, torso, hips, and legs should form a straight line. Avoid sagging or arching your back, as this can lead to improper form and potential injury. Engage your core and glutes. Before initiating the pull-up phase of the exercise, consciously engage your core muscles by drawing your navel inwards towards your spine. This action stabilizes your torso and helps prevent excessive swinging or swaying during the movement. Execution. As you pull yourself up towards the bar, focus on driving your elbows down and back, aiming to bring your chest towards the bar. Simultaneously, retract your shoulder blades by squeezing them together. This not only activates the muscles of your upper back, but also helps maintain proper shoulder positioning and stability. Controlled descent. Once you've reached the top of the movement, slowly lower yourself back down to the starting position while maintaining tension in your back muscles. Avoid letting your shoulders collapse or your body sag as you lower yourself down. Controlled eccentric or lowering movement enhances muscle engagement and promotes strength development. Repetition and progression. Aim to complete a set number of repetitions with proper form and control. Start with a manageable number of reps and gradually increase the intensity as you become stronger and more proficient with the exercise. Number 2. Push-ups. Starting position. Begin by assuming a high plank position, with your hands positioned slightly wider than shoulder width apart and directly beneath your shoulders. Your body should form a straight line from your head to your heels, with your core engaged and your glutes activated. Ensure that your hands are firmly planted on the ground, with your fingers spread wide for stability. Execution. As you lower your chest towards the ground, maintain a solid plank position throughout the movement. Avoid letting your hips sag or your lower back arch excessively. Focus on keeping your elbows tucked close to your body at a roughly 45-degree angle to your torso. Depth. Aim to lower your chest until it's approximately 1 inch off the ground. This ensures a full range of motion and maximizes the activation of your chest muscles. Be mindful not to drop your chest too low, as this can place unnecessary stress on your shoulders and compromise your form. Pushing phase. As you exhale, push yourself back up to the starting position by extending your arms fully. Avoid locking out your elbows at the top of the push-up to keep tension on the muscles and prevent joint strain. Variations and progressions. Once you've mastered the basic push-up form and can perform 15 to 20 perfect repetitions with ease, consider experimenting with variations to challenge your muscles in new ways. This could include incline push-ups, decline push-ups, diamond push-ups, or staggered push-ups. Number 3. Goblet squat. Starting position. Begin by holding a dumbbell or a kettlebell at chest height with both hands. You can either hold the weight by one end, goblet style, or cup it with both hands at the base, depending on your preference. Ensure your feet are shoulder width apart or slightly wider, with your toes pointing slightly outward. Engage core and maintain posture. To prevent your torso from tipping forward under the weight, engage your chest and core muscles. Think about keeping your chest lifted and your spine neutral throughout the movement. Execution of the squat. Initiate the squat by pushing your hips back and down. Keep your weight in your heels and your knees tracking in line with your toes. Aim to lower your hips until your thighs are parallel to the ground or slightly below, maintaining a wide distance between your knees to prevent them from collapsing inward. Controlled descent and ascent. Lower yourself down with control, focusing on maintaining tension in your muscles and keeping your chest lifted. Once you've reached the bottom of the squat, pause briefly before reversing the movement. Pressing up. To return to the starting position, drive through your heels and press up from the ground. Imagine pushing the floor away from you as you extend your hips and knees simultaneously. Breathing. Remember to inhale as you lower into the squat and exhale as you press back up to standing. This helps to stabilize your core and maintain proper breathing throughout the exercise. Repetition and progression. Aim to perform a set number of repetitions with controlled form, focusing on quality over quantity. Gradually increase the weight or the number of repetitions to continue challenging your muscles and promoting strength gains. Number 4. Kettlebell swings. Foot positioning. Start by positioning your feet approximately shoulder width apart, or a distance that feels comfortable and stable for you. Ensure your toes are pointed slightly outward to accommodate the movement. Hike the weight back. Hold the kettlebell with both hands, palms facing down and arms extended in front of you. Hike the kettlebell back through your legs by bending your knees slightly and initiating a hip hinge movement. Focus on pushing your hips back while maintaining a flat back and keeping your chest lifted. Hip drive and glute squeeze. To initiate the upward movement of the kettlebell, strongly squeeze your glutes while simultaneously extending your hips. Imagine driving your hips forward explosively to propel the kettlebell upwards. This hip drive generates momentum that will swing the kettlebell upward. Arms as ropes. As the kettlebell swings upward, think of your arms as ropes rather than actively lifting the weight with your arms. Allow the momentum generated from the hip drive to propel the kettlebell upward. Controlled descent. Just before the kettlebell reaches its peak height, allow the momentum to carry it back down between your legs. Maintain the control of movement as the kettlebell swings down, keeping your core engaged and your back straight. Continuous movement. The kettlebell swing is a dynamic, fluid movement that should flow smoothly from one repetition to the next. As you complete each repetition, immediately prepare for the next by allowing the momentum to carry the kettlebell back between your legs, ready for the next hip drive. Breathing. Remember to inhale as you hike the kettlebell back between your legs and exhale forcefully as you drive your hips forward to swing the kettlebell upward. Number 5. Diet. Essentially, your diet is a key player in this process. While cardiovascular exercise can aid in burning extra calories, relying solely on physical activity to generate a calorie deficit can be incredibly challenging and unsustainable. To put it into perspective, indulging in a single meal at a fast food restaurant, complete with a burger, fries, and a sugary drink, can easily rack up to 1,000 calories. Now, to burn off those 1,000 calories, you need to hit the treadmill for about an hour and a half at a moderate pace, covering roughly 6 miles. Clearly, cutting back on calorie intake is not only simpler, but also far more effective than attempting to burn off excess calories through exercise alone. Now, when it comes to selecting a diet plan, the plethora of options can be overwhelming. You've got the ketogenic diet, the vegan diet, the carnivore diet, the carb cycle diet, and the list goes on. Each proponent will swear by their chosen plan as the ultimate solution for shredding fat. However, here's the secret. They can all be effective. It ultimately boils down to your personal preference. For instance, if you're a fan of fatty foods like butter, cheese, and juicy cuts of meat, but aren't particularly fond of carbohydrates like bread and pasta, then the ketogenic diet might be right up your alley. On the flip side, if you can't fathom a diet devoid of carbs, carb cycling approach could be more appealing. And if you're all about flexibility and want to include a variety of foods, including the occasional treat, and if it fits your macros plan, might be your best bet. The bottom line is each of these dietary approaches can be effective. The real question is, which one aligns best with your lifestyle and preferences? Ultimately, the most feasible plan for you to stick to is the one that will yield the best results. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to tackling those pesky man boobs. By implementing these exercises and dietary tips into your routine, you're well equipped to take control of your chest fat and boost your confidence. If you found this video informative and helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more fitness insights, tips, and strategies. Remember, consistency is key, so stick with your workouts and dietary changes, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need further guidance. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to a healthier, more confident you.